Hi everyone, I'm here to rejoice about the brand new Apple Corporation release, the Beatles Christmas Messages, finally, for the first time after all these decades, being officially and properly issued. And I know not everybody out there who's a fan shares my joy, which is very kind of befuddling to me, but I'll address that as the video goes on. But for those who don't know, in the 1960s, every year annually, if you were a member of the Beatles fan club, the Beatles produced a fun little short record, say, just of them clowning around, goofing, hamming it up, and singing little snippets of jingles and songs in between in a festive spirit for the holiday season. This is from 1963 to 1969, and they came out on these really little 7-inch flexi discs. Those are kind of those really like bendy, cheap kind of discs. If you want to get these records these days, you can still find them collector stores or on eBay or something like that, but it's going to run you a lot of money to get them all. Don't be surprised if you don't wind up spending anywhere between $700 to $1,000 for the whole thing. So, for years, these have been available on bootlegs, unofficial releases. You can get them for many decades on CDs. You could get them on vinyl records. I personally have a CD package. I have a few vinyl editions. I have LP 12-inch in black, green, and red. So they've been out there. But we diehard fans have wanted them to be out officially, and now they are. It's going to come in December, next month. We're going to be getting these releases. And I'm hearing that they're limited. I don't know if that's true or not. Limited run, so you better order them and get them while you can. Excuse me. Now, I've wondered for many years if they'd ever put these out. And the reason I always wondered was because my feeling was that what about the people who don't know about these, who don't know what they are, what they're in for? If you don't know what you're going to get, I've always thought a lot of general fans, the mass audience out there, they'll be buying what they think is a traditional Beatles song album. They think they're going to be getting the Beatles singing Hark the Herald Angels Sing, or singing Jingle Bells, or singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or whatever. And imagine their puzzled look on their faces when they either purchase a Christmas collection by the Beatles themselves, or if they get it in their stocking, stuffed for Christmas, as a gift from someone in the family or friends, and it turns out that they can't believe what they're listening to. It's not what they thought it was going to be. I could see the return bins really getting stocked and overflowed with people who don't like this. It's not for everybody. It's geared to the diehard fan. So how are they ever going to release these? Well, I personally think the idea that they've come up with, where it's kind of limited and it's just for the hardcore audiences who already know what they're dealing with, on this run of like a little box of 7-inch singles, is the way to go. And it's a very attractive looking set. I mean, they're going to have a nice box, a picture of the 4 Beatles with Santa Claus hats on it, and inside you're going to get a fairly extensive booklet with photos and probably liner notes and things. And the discs themselves are all going to be individually different colors, just like Christmas ornaments. I think that's really nice, and I for one am glad that they're not replicating the whole thing the way it originally was. Like, my feeling is, well, I'm glad that they're doing the sleeves. The individual sleeves are going to be packaged. So just like the original fan club sleeve designs, you're going to get those repackaged, facsimiles. But the discs themselves are going to be different because they're going to be colored vinyl, not flexis. And I really think that's cool. Because one of my personal, pet peeves about collecting is, and those of you who watch my channel long enough know this, I basically don't like too much buying replicas. I'm not interested in, buying reboots or facsimiles. I like to collect the original item. I like the original artifact. So because this is different, you have now the option. If you want, you can pony up the money and go and collect the original 1960s artifacts that'll cost you a pretty penny, or you can buy this new box set of 7-inch records on colored vinyl. I like that they're both different and they're both separate things, because I don't feel like I'd be rebuying just a cheap knockoff of the original. So that's good. Now, at this particular point, I don't really know if these are remastered. The rumors going around are that the original recordings or tapes of these are lost, or they didn't save them anymore. So I don't know if we can get them taken from any kind of master sources, or if they're just going to be recorded off past flexi discs or records. So I don't know what the deal's going to be with that. All right, well, anyway, this is generally, in my view, a really good thing. But, of course, we've got complainers, we've got whiners, we've got whingers. People are already making a fuss on various Beatle message boards about what they don't like about this, what they feel it should have been done. And I'm going to address this. Now, let me say from the beginning, when it comes to complaining like this about Beatles product, it happens every time. I would say that I do understand to a point. I mean, I am not a person who believes that you have to just keep your mouth shut, and under no circumstances should you voice any concerns or, trepidations or bitches or anything you have about it. But sometimes some of these are really unwarranted, and some of them are really way out of left field. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, the main complaint that I've heard fans saying about this announcement, and it's one where I could understand, and I could actually think they got a point there. The main one is that why aren't there CDs of this coming out? Because if you're a person who doesn't collect vinyl, if you're a person who doesn't own a turntable, doesn't have a record player, and you want to get this set, you have no way to play these, and you're not likely to go out and buy a special phonograph and turntable just to hear the Christmas messages. So that's why I say it's geared for the more diehard collector and fan. But I can understand people being pissed off in that regard. That's one legitimate complaint, I think. I mean, I think that while I understand in a way what Apple's doing here, trying to keep it like just for the diehards, I can sympathize and understand people who just want the CDs. Now, they could have made a little 5-inch set, a little box with the replicas, reproducing the original artwork and everything like they're doing, by putting them on CDs. Kind of like what they did when they did the Beatles in mono sets, right? You had the big 12-inch album set for 33 1/3 enthusiasts in vinyl, and then they made a little CD compact box. I think they should have did that with this. But although there's no intentions and no announcements that they're going to do it yet, I think that somewhere along the line it would only make sense if they did this, Yeah, so I could understand. That's one complaint that I can kind of see, Now, some of the other ones I can't understand. Like a lot of people are saying, whoa, why do they got to put them on individual discs? Why can't they just put one 12-inch album out? Put them all on one. Otherwise, we got to get up and we got to take individual discs for every year and play it and put it away and play. Why don't we have one big LP that has all of these messages on there? First of all, if you want that, they've been out there for decades. Hello? You can get those, okay? They're out, like I said, they're on red vinyl, they're on green vinyl, they're on black vinyl. You can find unofficial 12-inch records. But you got to keep in mind, folks, that this is the way these were intended to be. These were the way they were supposed to be. You got one different small disc a year, a 7-inch disc, 45 size. That's what you got. That's how they're supposed to be listened to. So you can either like it or not. And obviously, I know a lot of people don't. So that's the first complaint that I don't understand. Another one is people are saying, oh, it's the Christmas messages. Who cares about the Christmas messages? Oh, I was hoping it would be studio outtakes, alternate takes. Believe me, folks, let me tell you, nobody wants studio outtakes more than me. If it was up to me, what I'd like to see Apple do and the Beatles, excuse me again, I would like to see them put out a box set every year at least. Kind of like what Bob Dylan's doing with the bootleg series. I would love nothing more than studio outtakes and alternates. That's my personal passion. But we'll get something like that along the line, maybe somewhere down the line. But right now, that's all people are whining about. And people are saying, oh, why don't we get live stuff? We want to hear some live concert. Why don't they put live stuff out there? Nobody's going to be happy if they put live stuff out, believe me. Nobody's ever happy. They're going to say, well, they put the afternoon concert out. Why did they put the evening concert instead? Or why did they put just one or the other. Why don't they put them all? You know, it never ends, okay? The bitching. It never ends when it comes to stuff like that. Okay? Then, of course, you get people that complain and say, we want Let It Be. When are they going to put the Let It Be movie out on Blu-ray or DVD? When? Hey, look, folks, I'm with you. It's ridiculous. It's insane that Let It Be is not out on home video, on DVD or Blu-ray. But I really do think that's going to come down the line. It's, again, nothing's etched in stone, and people always ask in the comments, when do I think it's going to come out? Personally, I think Let It Be is going to come out within the next 2 or 3 years, most likely 2020, to coincide with the 50th anniversary. Because as far as I understand, that's all ready to go. It's just a matter, and it's all agreed on now, from what I last heard. It's just a matter of when. But anyway, we'll get that. But what's wrong with this in the meantime? You know, this is just a special little bonus gift, in a way, that Apple gave us. And how nice of them to surprise us with this. Nobody expected this. The talk started coming in around Halloween Day, you know, that this was going to be coming. Totally a surprise. Everybody's been keeping their mouth zipped about it. And now we've got this, and it's a wonderful thing. Rejoice, celebrate. It's a good thing, folks, not a bad thing. Another thing that people inevitably complain about, it's too expensive. It should have been a lower price. I'm not going to pay money for this. You know, I know a person on one of the Beatles boards that I'm on who says, I'm going to boycott this set. You want to boycott this set? By all means, please do. And I say that because if this is going to be a limited edition set with only a small amount of numbers of these things pressed up, don't buy it. You want to boycott it? Go ahead. Tell all your friends to boycott it. More for me. Better chance of me getting my copy and anybody else who feels like me getting their copies. So go ahead and boycott it. You're not hurting anybody. You're making things better for us. Guys, I just don't understand it, you know? And of course, the term that's being thrown around already is, it's just a cash grab. Cash grab. That's all they ever say, cash grab. They love to throw that around. Let me tell you something. Let me clue you folks in on something with that, please. It's always about making money. I mean, don't companies want to make money? People are in business to make money. That's the idea of it. Since the beginning of time, even in the 20th century, if you want to go there, the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, all the movies that came out, all the books, all the records, the recordings, it's all about to make a profit. It's all about to make some money. It's out there, and I know this is a basic thing that some of you can't grasp. It's out there. The stuff's going to be available to you. You don't like it? Don't buy it. Period. I realize it's really a tough concept for some people to grasp, but that's the way it is. And you want to know something? If it's too expensive for you, maybe there's other options you can do. For one thing, you can wait around, see if it'll go down in price. If you wait long enough, the prices maybe go down. If not, maybe you can put it on your gift list. Somebody could buy it as a gift for you, right? Or why, maybe if you're a smoker and you like to smoke a lot of cigarettes, stop smoking for a month or so. Instead, use the money that you spent on cartons of cigarettes to buy this. You'd still have money left over, I'm sure. If you're a person that likes to go out to expensive restaurants or just go out to diners or eat a lot, eat at home for a while. Spend that money instead on the box set. All you got to do is save, you know, whatever your paycheck is. Take $10 a paycheck out. Put it away for a few paychecks. You'll have it in no time. I mean, I just don't get it, you know, with people. So anyway, I'm very excited about this. And there's more coming. There's also another thing that's out. I'll be honest with you. As I actually shoot this video, I don't know the details of what's going to be on it. But I do know at this point, it's a Sgt Pepper 12-inch picture disc. And a lot of people say, oh, who cares about that? We got that already too. Well, on that I agree with you a little bit, because in 1977, I think, in the 70s, it was 77 or 78, there was a Sgt Pepper picture disc that came out already. I have it. I don't really need this. But, as I say, as of this point, I think after I post the video, the details will be out. We don't know what's going to be on the disc. If it's the standard everyday Sgt Pepper album, although it'll probably be the remix, I don't need it. If it's going to have outtakes, alternate takes, then I might think about buying it. So it depends to me on the content. If it's a standard, if it's a regular album of Pepper, I don't need the picture disc. If it's alternates, I may think about it. Anyway, so that's it, folks. And like I say, everybody, you know, come on. This is good. I mean, come on. Holiday spirit, holiday tradition. Something's coming out that we've never had before. People have always been saying Apple Records, Apple Corp, they don't seem to ever care about the diehard fans. They're hoarding all this stuff. They never release it. It's released now, and people are still whining about it. So enjoy, and happy Crimble.